So hello, I just today in middle of the night at, I don't know, 2 AM decided I don't want to pay 50 euro for Adobe anymore, so I downloaded Davinci Resolve. And I'm fascinated, I love it so much. And before I forget what I did, because I figured out a very straight workflow for my certain type of videos, I want to share this. Because once I set it up, it's so easy to use. So on the Davinci website, just hit download now, and then you have to download the left side. The left side is the free version, just download it for Windows. You have to type in your name and your phone number. Well, it's an official company, so it shouldn't be a big problem. Once you download it, you will find a window like this here, and you just hit new project and you just call it. I'm calling it test here really quickly, create, and you will be in this window. Now, first of all, you cannot really do much. The main thing you want to use as a beginner, I figured out, is edit. And there the windows will change. We'll have your timeline, you will have your trim window where you cut things from this window down into the timeline, then you will see it over here. It's that simple. So I'm going to import a file here. So to import a file, you can just drag it in here. I'm just going to do this, drag it in here. And it will ask you if you want to change the project settings to the file settings, which you obviously want in most cases. So that's all right. Now you just double click it, and you will see it in the preview window here. And now you can just scrub through it and stuff, and you can also hear my voice maybe. That's all good. We're going to how I work in a second. First of all, we need to set up some things. First of all, go to Davinci Resolve up here and Preferences, and under System, Memory and GPU. Here you can give Davinci a certain amount of RAM you wanted to use. And then you go to User. One thing I did here is change the standard duration for transitions. This is something I need later. And that's basically it. And you can hit just simply save. Now we go back up here to the Davinci Resolve and we open the keyboard customization because I want a quick workflow. And for that, we need to optimize some keys. So we want to adjust some under edit here. Yeah, we want insert, and I used insert numpad 8. Currently, we don't have any keys assigned to the numpad. So the numpad is a great workspace for us to use. So just click on here on the plus or something and hit numpad 8. Yeah, I already have it in there, so I cannot do it twice. Then I changed select all to A. This is just how I'm used to it. You can use another key, but A worked fine. It was empty. And undo the usual Control Z, and I hit plus and typed in numpad 2. Then we need to go under trim. And if we scroll all the way down, I changed trim end to numpad 3 and trim start to numpad 1. It will all make sense in a moment. And then we need to go under playback. Here I changed some stuff as well. Let's go all the way up and let's see. Here under go to, unfold this, I changed in, usually it's a shift plus I, and I also hit the numpad slash, yeah, the slash on the numpad above the 8. I put it in here. On the out, it's usually shift O, and I hit numpad star, the button above the 9. Then under next here, the clip, yeah, next clip, I hit numpad comma. Or period, I think it's period on American keyboards, the button below the 3 on the numpad. Then under previous, there we also have clip, and I used numpad 0. There's one thing left under timeline. If we go a little bit down, it says somewhere split clip, yeah, numpad 4. So there is one more thing under mark. You can see mark in and mark out, which I assigned to numpad 7. Mark in numpad 7, mark out numpad 9. That should basically be it. And you can just save it. I'm going to cancel this here. I'm not sure what I changed there. And with all those settings, if you set it up the way I told you to. So if we now click on this window here, and you can see I have my fingers on J, K, and L. If I press L, we can play forward. Yeah? A few times, so we can play even faster forward. K to stop, and J to play backwards. Now we can use the 7 and the 9 here, yeah, those two, to set in and out point. So I'm going to play until I see where I want our in point, stop it, 7 on numpad here, and we set our in point. Play further, stop, okay, set our out point. So now you can see, if you take a look at the screen, we have an in and out point here. And now I want this part, which is in between, to go onto the timeline. For that, I have the 8. So press 8. And you can see it will automatically be on the timeline. So now I can just keep playing here. Let's say I want another part, so I want this part here, so 7, and I want this part here 9, and then I put it onto the timeline 8, right? With that, we can get quite a lot of work fastly done. So, but we have to do a few adjustments here, because for you, I'm pretty sure whenever you put something down here, 8, it will automatically be in the timeline and you will play around here. So we have to change a setting here. Up here under edit, it says switch to timeline after edit. Just uncheck this. If you uncheck this, it will not automatically swap down and you can just keep editing just like I do here. So another thing that is very helpful is if you go over here and click on those 3 buttons and you can show zoomed audio wave. This really helps me to determine when I want something to be edited and cut out, yeah, because I have an empty part in here. So basically what I'm doing is I set an in point here, go over here, 9 on numpad, and then push it down with the 8. And now you see, sometimes you might want to change the window. To change the window, you don't always want to grab from here to the mouse, right? So there's another shortcut there is to switch the window, which is Q. You don't see it, but Q will change the window here. So I want to set this up really quick because I want this also. I didn't do this myself yet. Like I said, I just started this. And I'm just going to, the way I find the shortkeys is usually I just hit something and type in Q and you will see view source time viewer. You will see where it is. So under view source timeline viewer, view source timeline viewer, cancel. And then we go under view and just do this again, source timeline viewer. Usually Q here, it's Q, right? Source timeline viewer. I'm just hitting the plus. I don't want to change the Q. I just want to add one. And I'm going to add the numpad 5, which is empty currently. I hit save and close. And now I can just edit over here. Yeah, set an in point, set an out point, push it over, and I can just keep working here, right? Keep working. And you can see my my cursor isn't quite over there, so I'm going down, numpad 5. Now I have the control over the cursor down here. And we also set up the period on the numpad to go clips further, and we can just end it over there. Or we can use the 0 to go back, right? So this is very, very handy. And now it's back. Now I can switch back to my top window and I can keep editing up here. New in point, new out point, push it down. And if I want to edit down here, I can just go down here and I can play down here. Now we also have set up the 4 on the numpad. So let me zoom in a little bit here. This needs to be done with the mouse. So let's say I want to edit something, right? And let's just go over here. And we're using our current usual position. And we have an empty here, right? We want to maybe cut this empty out. For that, we set up the 4. So I'm just hitting 4 and we will cut something. I'm going a bit over here and we can use the 1 on the numpad to cut the beginning off. Seems like something went wrong. For that, we have the 2 and I'm hitting the 2 and you can see it's back. So I wonder why it's wrong. Eventually, because we're not in the edit trim mode here. There we go. We needed to check this on. So this is usually on T. You can see T will turn it on, T. So usually I don't ever leave this unless I actually need to edit something. For this whole workflow, I'm going to stay in this. Let's go step back here. You can see I can now place this here. I can use the 1 on the keyboard to cut the beginning off. And if you have something in the end I want to cut off, we can use the 3. So 3 and the end will be cut off. I want to change back, or first of all, I want to place my cursor over there. So period on numpad to go to the end. Change my window and I can keep working over here where I can set a new in point, a new out point, push it down. Change the window, move down here. Now obviously I don't change all the time. So I basically stay up here and edit through it until I finish the whole clip or something and push it down after the other until I'm finished up here. And then I'm going down and I'm going through this here and see if there's something wrong with it. There's one last thing I want to mention because this is a little bit hicked up sometimes. We can go down here to the settings in the bottom right of Davinci Resolve. And under the master settings, if we scroll down, optimized media cache. We can change a few things here. Now the proxy media data and the optimized media resolution. This is just a way Davinci Resolve basically creates a second file just in a lower resolution. And what I usually do is I just use quarter because my footage is almost 4K, so quarter still is watchable for me. Just quarter, right? And I'm changing this here to H.264. This is a project setting you always have to do. And this here to, actually it should be fine. Or just change this to SQ, probably low quality or something. and then we can hit save. And now if you have your clips in the main clip, I think, yeah, there's the main clip, you can just right click this here, and two options. We can either generate optimized data or generate proxy. Now proxy failed for me for some reason. See, yeah, it's failing. Doesn't matter, we still have the optimized data. Generate optimized data, it will take a second, not even that long, and then it runs smoother, I've been told. And I mean, I feel it, so I guess it's reasonable to believe that. And that's basically already it. I don't want to go much deeper into it. Already recording 20 minutes. But yeah, this is a very, very nice workflow. I've been using Premiere for like, I don't know, 5 years or something at least. And this is already faster than what I'm used to.